A father is being called a hero in southern Kentucky after he helped save his two small children in a house fire that sent him and his wife and those two kids to the hospital.
A shelter is taking in a lot of extra people who are looking for a place to escape these dangerously cold temperatures. Coming up,
that winter weather advisory extended until 1 p.m. I'm going to talk about what that means for you, and also if I expect another extension onto this later on this work week. I'll talk all about that coming up.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. Most of the snow has tapered off here, but it's another frigid day here in the Bluegrass.
And those snow showers can move through very quickly. Many of you sent us in pictures of road conditions in your area this morning. This is a picture from New Circle and Winchester roads in Lexington. And now the focus is turning to the cold after that band of snow. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is tracking the temperatures on our First Alert Defender.
Yeah, and the cold's really going to be the key, the piece we're going to be focusing in on the rest of the afternoon off into the evening hours. Still some low clouds giving off that look there on radar to look that like everybody's seeing snow. But however, only getting bits and pieces now, especially over toward the east-southeast. Around here in Bluegrass, we've actually seen some peaks of sunshine, but those clouds have filled right back in. But look at the roads, not looking that bad. You can see up toward Frankfort, making a way into northern Kentucky, and then also Louisville, heading down 64 all the way toward Louisville, and also Fort Knox 65, BG Parkway. Doesn't look too bad, but look at these wind chills. We're at 1 degree. This is the way it feels outside at this moment. 1 degree in Lexington, 1 there in London, Corbin area, and then you go down toward Monticello. We're below 0 here at 12 o'clock there for a wind chill. Does not feel good. The rest of the afternoon, we're going to be in the upper teens, the lower 20s, and then we'll take you off through the next few days and show you what you can expect and when you start to see some snow move back in coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you. Another round of snow showers and bitterly cold temperatures forced the closings of more than 100 schools across the state. That's for the second straight day. The cold air is making it uncomfortable to be outside for long periods of time, and that can be especially hard on the homeless. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Lexington now to tell us how volunteers are working to make sure everyone has a warm place to stay. He continues our top story team weather coverage at noon. Mark?
Good afternoon, Barbara. And they certainly are working hard to make sure everyone has a place to stay here at 5th Street and Chestnut Street, which is where the Catholic Action Center has their main center located. Now, it has not snowed hard here for several hours, so the roads, they are starting to clear. But as they improve, these frigid temperatures are really starting to settle in. When wind chills are this cold, they're hovering around 0 degrees. Not only is it painful out here, it's also dangerous.
If it wasn't for this place, I'd be outside freezing to death probably.
The Catholic Action Center is giving Regina Velasquez and about 150 other people a place to escape the Arctic air. Since their numbers have doubled, they're overcrowded at their overnight shelter, the Community Inn on Winchester Road. To make extra room, they will keep their center on 5th Street open through the night. When you step inside the shelter, you see a large pile of backpacks and bags. Those who are here to stay warm leave everything they have near the door and settle in to relax with board games or food or a movie. Since the Catholic Action Center is serving a lot of extra people, they're running through a lot more of their supplies.
The main need is paper products, our cleaning supplies, garbage bags, bowls, paper bowls, bleach.
While the concern here at the Catholic Action Center is receiving the amount of donations that they need in order to keep providing warmth and shelter, Lexington police they're concerned about the safety of drivers. They say since midnight, at last check, the slick roads, the snowy roads caused about 20 crashes and people were injured in 2 of those. So if you are heading out on the roads, if you are heading outside at all in these bitterly cold temperatures, please be careful. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. And if you see someone outside who may need a warm place to stay, call the Compassionate Caravan. You can find a tip line on our website, WKYT.com. You can stay up to date on the forecast, school closings, and other weather headlines by visiting WKYT.com or downloading the WKYT News app.
In other news at noon, a family of 4 was rushed to the hospital today after fire swept through their southern Kentucky home. The fire broke out in a mobile home on C Mills Road north of Barberville around 5 o'clock this morning. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is in Knox County with more on a father's act of heroism to help his family.
Behind me sits the remains of the home of Jessica Warfield and her husband Brian Caleb's, a man that is being described as a hero for what he did when this fire broke out early this morning. It broke out about 5 o'clock. The fire department was called. The father, I am told, actually rushed back in twice to try to save his 2 small children, a young girl about 8 years old, a boy about 10 to 12 years old. I am told by the assistant fire chief that that father is simply a hero today.
My understanding was that the children, the father, he tried to go back into the house twice to get to the children and couldn't get to them. And then he broke a window out and brought the children out of apparently this bedroom window.
We are told that all 4 were taken to the Knox County Hospital. They had smoke inhalation, but they are said to be okay. The cause of this fire remains under investigation. Nothing suspicious, I am told, behind that cause. In Knox County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Phil, thank you. And apparently the family had just moved into the trailer. Their other home just in front of it was also damaged by a fire just a few months ago.
Lawmakers are hoping to help a young Eastern Kentucky boy who has a rare medical condition. Kentucky House Speaker Greg Stumbo and Senate Democratic Floor Leader Ray Jones II have filed identical bills that would extend health insurance coverage for treatment that Noah Greenhill and others need. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is in Frankfort now with more on Noah's Law.
Imagine if your child needed a specific type of food formula to survive, but it wasn't covered by insurance. That's the case for a 9-year-old Pike County boy. 2 identical bills were heard today in Frankfort. The bills would protect families like Noah Greenhills from incurring high medical costs from unnecessary formula. Noah's Law, as they call it, would extend health insurance to include specific medical necessity.
It's difficult for me to put into words what our family has gone through. We didn't know how we were going to feed Noah.
In Noah Greenhill's case, he was diagnosed with a condition that attacks his esophagus. The condition makes it hard for him to eat most foods. He gets a specific amino acid formula through a feeding tube 4 times a day, which costs more than $40 a day. That's more than $14,000 a year out of pocket for the Greenhills, a cost that is not covered by insurance.
It is. It is. You cry because of what he goes through, and you have to cry because nothing's covered. So it is hard.
The companion bills received approval today. The hope is to get the bills on the fast track so Noah's Law can go into effect immediately. In Frankfort, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Michelle, thank you. And according to Noah's family, 17 other states mandate this type of coverage.
A new report recommends that Lexington start negotiating with CenterPoint's developers about moving City Hall to that downtown block. The city paid a consulting group nearly $200,000 to see what the best options are for consolidating their 3 government buildings into one. The group identified 5 possible locations, including CenterPoint, but added that there are several other issues that still need to be addressed. The current proposal for CenterPoint would mean that the city would have to lease the space. Lexington might also have to pay $62,000 a month for parking spaces in the underground garage. Many council members complained that the city did not get the kind of information that it paid for.
I don't think anyone needs to spend $200,000 to be told that CenterPoint is an option, or that the transit center is an option, or the convention center property. I mean, any of us in this room could probably say those are 3 potential sites.
Now, consultants say that one of the clear benefits to building City Hall at Centerpoint is that it would kickstart the economic development in that area, which, as we know, has languished as a big hole in the ground for many years.
Yes,
at this point. Well, Harlan County native and the most recent winner of The Voice, Jordan Smith, is sharing some big news with his fans.
Smith tweeted out the cover photo for his new album, Something Beautiful. It will be available March 18th. You can pre-order the album and get a hand-signed poster through the link on our website, WKYT.com.
Republican Donald Trump and Democrat Bernie Sanders were the big winners in the nation's first presidential primary. We'll tell you what the candidates are doing today, next on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Also ahead, actor Hugh Jackman tweets out a frightening selfie warning to his fans. Find out why he's urging them to protect themselves from the sun. Coming up on WKYT News at noon.
A devastating fall got her to the hospital. What they found changed her life. Brain cancer.
At first I thought my life was over.
The amazing story that has led her back home to UK. A life-saving fall. Thursday at 6 on WKYT. When winter is at its worst, that's when WKYT calls a First Alert Severe Weather Day. Continuous coverage on air, on WKYT.com, and wherever you are with our news and weather apps. First Alert Severe Weather Days, only on WKYT.
As consumers who pay our insurance premiums on time, we assume that our homeowners, auto, and business claims will be properly evaluated and paid in good faith by our own insurance companies. Yet, many times we find that's not the case. The reason is simple. Insurance companies are in business to make a profit. If you believe that your claim has been underpaid or denied, or if you'd just like us to review it before taking their final offer, call us or visit forthepeople.com. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
What do these women have in common? They are the staff of Ageless Medical Weight Loss. They've lost a combined 1,300 pounds. The team at Ageless will understand your struggles and celebrate your victories. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
Whether it's your first firearm purchase or an addition to your collection, Semper Fi Firearms in Brandon Crossing has a wide variety of new, used, and collectible firearms. Visit us in Brandon Crossing or our new second location in Somerset. For more information, go to semperfifirearms.net.
Hurt in a car accident?
Your pain and suffering might be worth more than you think.
Car repairs, medical bills, gone.
We make it easy.
I made that call.
Let's get started. 800-800-4600.
Who you gonna call?
It's H.H. Greg's President's Day sale. Save up to 35% off top brand appliances, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, and more. Plus 0 interest until January 2019. And free delivery. H.H. Greg's.
Greg's got it! It's not about the distance you have to go. It's about the drive that gets you there.
It's what makes us Kentucky strong, independent, and proud.
Giving it your best, 100% every day, because that's what it takes.
When it comes to getting things done, nothing outperforms, outworks, or outshines Ford F-Series trucks from Paul Miller.
39 years and still the leader. Ford F-150 from Paul Miller. Big Blue Nation's destination.
United we stand, Kentucky strong. Ford Trucks and Paul Miller.
Welcome back to WKYT News at noon. The 2016 presidential race turns its attention now to South Carolina following the New Hampshire primary.
Developments are happening fast today. Donald Trump scored a decisive victory in the crowded GOP field, and Bernie Sanders overwhelmingly defeated Hillary Clinton. Weijia Jiang has a report from the campaign trail.
Oh, wow. Donald Trump dominated the New Hampshire Republican primary, winning 35% of the vote. He appeared on CBS this morning saying his popularity will continue to grow.
Tonight I'm going to South Carolina. We're going to have at least 10,000 people.
Ohio Governor John Kasich placed second with his largely positive message, but he says he will fight back if attacked.
I'm not going to take a pounding. I'm not some kind of a pincushion or a marshmallow.
Ted Cruz came in third, followed closely by Jeb Bush, who says he's ready for a long fight.
I think the field will winnow down eventually. I'm a patient person.
And Marco Rubio, who stumbled at the last debate.
I did not do well on Saturday night, so listen to this. That will never happen again.
On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton is trying to recover from a brutal loss to Bernie Sanders. He won across the board, especially with young people.
Because of a huge voter turnout, and I say huge, We won.
I know I have some work to do, particularly with young people.
The Clinton camp quickly released a memo explaining why she's expected to do better in southern states where there are more communities of color. Sanders is reaching out to minorities. He met with the Reverend Al Sharpton this morning in Harlem. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
And after a disappointing sixth-place finish, Governor Chris Christie went home to New Jersey to consider his options, and there is a report that apparently this afternoon he may be suspending his campaigns. We'll see on that. Well, actor Hugh Jackman sent out a warning to fans after he has had another bout with skin cancer.
The actor posted a photo on his Facebook and Twitter pages showing a bandage over his nose with the caption, "An example of what happens when you don't use sunscreen." This is Jackman's fourth time having skin cancer removed. That's just in the past 3 years. Jackman is now using his experience with this to inform others how to protect themselves. He has even launched a line of sunscreen for kids. And how's this for some early 90s nostalgia? We're getting our first look at what the Tanner family has been up to since we last saw them more than 20 years ago. Netflix released a trailer for the Full House spinoff, Fuller House. The show is set to start out as a reunion and then focus on Candace Cameron Bure as a recently widowed DJ Tanner raising her children with the help of her sister, Stephanie, and memorable neighbor, Kimmy Gibbler. Fuller House will debut on the streaming service later this month.
And the house looks very similar.
Doesn't it? Yes.
There you go. Back to the future with that one. All right, federal health officials are on Capitol Hill today, and they're briefing lawmakers on growing concerns over the Zika virus.
We'll have the latest on the outbreak coming up in a report on WKYT News at 12:30.
Have something that needs investigating? Email us or call the WKYT Investigates tip line.
The treasure folks are loving is the ocean's greatest haul. McDonald's Filet-O-Fish, the most golden of them all.
Right now, get 2 flaky Filet-O-Fish sandwiches for just $5.
I was scared to go back to the dentist because I hadn't been in for a while. But they cut me some slack when they saw all this plaque, and they didn't make fun of my smile. I don't have insurance, but they didn't mind, which I thought was a setup for robbing me blind. But I financed my teeth, this toothpaste was free, and the numbing stuff really worked wonders on me.
No insurance? With a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus extended financing available, dentistry's never been easier. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
If you've always dreamed of a four-season sunroom, now you can make your dream come true. A beautiful four-seasons room lets the light in so you can enjoy the company of friends and family season after season and can increase the size and value of your home for as little as $129 a month. Call Four Seasons today and get free installation for a limited time. Live, love your life in a four-season sunroom.
Everyone wants to be energy smart, but sometimes we need a little reminder. With Simple Saver, you save energy and the environment, and you earn energy bill credits. So take the hint. Just call or sign up online, and we'll do all the work. Simple Saver, because being energy smart pays. Clark Energy and Fleming Mason Energy, your Touchstone Energy cooperatives.
Looking for a variety of high-quality firearms, safes, and ammo? Come to Bud's Gun Shop and Range, home of the largest indoor shooting range in Kentucky. Bud's Gun Shop and Range. Get the best bang for your buck, located on Industry Road behind Eastland Shopping Center.
Hi, I'm Brent. This is Geronimo. We're here to tell you about Fireplace Concepts, Lexington's only licensed fireplace shop. With over 60 years of combined experience, we know what it takes to heat a home. Come by and see us at our newly renovated showroom on Regency Road, and as always, home is where the heart is.
These gray skies, we could shake them up, we could
Wake up with a hot McCafe coffee starting at only $1.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5.
We are looking outside this afternoon, and what we're going to be seeing, the trend of this, is that the snow will start to dissipate as we continue to track throughout the rest of the afternoon. However, east and southeastern Kentucky, it's going to take a lot longer for you guys to actually get rid of the snow than, say, western. Western zone's now fading away. But you see the high reflectivity coming in Boonville, Beattyville, and also heading over toward Jackson and Breathitt County. Those are the areas you got to be watching out for, headed through Pippa Passes, just south of that, into southern Knott County. That's some good snow. That's a coating to an inch, maybe even higher than that if you get one after another. But you look back toward the west, look at this fading away. See this just kind of going from brighter colors to absolutely nothing? That's what's going to be happening the rest of the day. So just expect that. Another thing to expect, those temperatures very cold. We're in the teens right now, but we're actually, with the wind chills are actually in the single digits at the moment. The rest of the afternoon, I would expect it to fade there by about 3 p.m. Down in southeastern Kentucky, and then after that, we're talking about cloudy skies. We may even get some sunshine once we approach tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be very chilly, but we are going to be seeing mainly dry conditions. We'll call it a 30% chance of snow tomorrow, meaning, yeah, a couple of us could get some flakes. I don't expect any accumulating snow tomorrow, and we'll even get some sunshine. Friday, here comes another system. That's something to watch out for. But Saturday into Sunday, not a big weekend in store for snow. You do have small chances there, but it's really Sunday night into Monday. We have to be watching closely, guys. This is a system coming out from the south and southwest of us. That will bring along a lot more moisture than what we've been dealing with the past several days. So that's something that could be a bigger storm on the horizon. Whether it's rain and snow mix or whether it's just snow, that's something that remains to be seen the next couple of days.
Interesting possibilities there.
Well, we can hope for a warm-up, but maybe hope on, right?
Let's just cross our fingers.
Yeah,
Let's just hope.
Cold streak here right now. Thank you, Mike. We're coming back on WKYT in just a moment. A preview of what's going to be an awesome 43rd District Tournament.
And are the Cavs getting their mojo back just at the right time? Dave Baker's next with sports.
And as we head to break, let's check stocks this afternoon. The major market indicators up some.
This man has somehow held 3 girls hostage here for over a decade.
He's going to be home soon.
If anybody ever found us, remember what I told you. Daddy's the only one that loves you.
Tonight, NFL great Odell Beckham Jr. lends a hand in the ER.
Hold on to him for a second. Don't drop him.
Code Black, new CBS Tonight.
This President's Day, it's all about choices at the Burke Furniture President's Day sale. Get the special order bedroom you want in 21 days with Von Bassett Furniture.
That's incredible.
It's all at the Burke Furniture President's Day sale, going on now.
These little chickies and little doggies are small, but they're intense.
Oh, yeah, small but intense, like my niece Hannah.
Oh, yeah. And you take karate?
Yeah, she does. Show them how intense you are, Hannah.
Yeah! Ah!
Oh, my God. Hey!
Yes. Now finish him. Bow to her, Peter.
I'm gonna bow to it.
Bow to her, Peter.
Big flavor in a little package. New little chickies and little doggies. And grab a burrito and drink for $3 delivered in 2 minutes, guaranteed. This is how you Sonic.
So wherever your adventures take you, you can bet Toyota has an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle that can take you there. And right now is the best time to get one. Get 2.9% financing for 60 months on the Go Anywhere, Do Anything 4Runner. Or 1.9% financing for 60 months on the full-size American-made Tundra. With these vehicles from Toyota, never stop exploring. Toyota, let's go places.
They say life gets better the older you get, and time becomes more valuable. Time to spend with family, time to try new things, time to have fun. At Kroger, you can have your prescriptions filled while you shop. So it's easy to save money and time with your Kroger pharmacy. And you can get back to the things you love.
Be heart smart. Your Kroger pharmacist can help you understand your heart health numbers, your medications, and so much more. See your Kroger pharmacist today.
Nursing home abuse happens daily. Loved ones need protection. If you or someone you love has experienced nursing home abuse, call 800-800-4600.
We know they're a great value, but to see if Malt-O-Meal cereal tastes as good as they claim, we have assembled a panel of experts. Spoons are up, they are mid-crunch, and full thumbs!
Malt-O-Meal cereal, thumbs up on great taste.
Think you might be pregnant? No judgment, no pressure, just help. AssuranceCare.org.
This President's Day, it's all about choices at the Burke Furniture President's Day sale. Get the special order bedroom you want in 21 days with Von Bassett Furniture.
That's incredible.
It's all at the Burke Furniture President's Day sale, going on now.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. Follow WKYT on Twitter.
This is the way things were supposed to have gone for this Kentucky basketball team all season long. The Cats at home taking on a Georgia club with no real inside presence, and this one never a game. Kentucky ran the court early and often got the offense going. But as we've talked about all week, the defense was the difference. Georgia went the last 13 and a half minutes of the first half without a field goal, and in a 23-minute span between the first and second halves, John Calipari's club put together a 24-2 run in which the Dogs only had one field goal in 18 minutes. It was a case of Cal getting the Cats back to what they do best.
We spent most of our time trying to figure out how does this team need to play. Now we're back playing defense, and if you walked in our practice, you're not seeing us play much offense. We're really working on our team defense, the ability to fight through a possession, to finish off a possession, to scramble, to not only play your man, play one more, the stuff we normally teach here. So you see them, like I said, if you make it an emphasis, they'll do it.
Boy, did they do it last night. Next up, the Cats at surprising South Carolina. Tip-off is at noon Saturday on ESPN. Scary moment last night as North Carolina traveled to Boston College to take on the Eagles. Tar Heel coach Roy Williams was arguing a call at the start of the timeout, got dizzy, and had to be taken from the court to the locker room. The 65-year-old Williams said his condition, known as benign positional vertigo, is triggered by those kinds of sudden head movements. Williams had previous bouts with vertigo in the past and felt dizzy when standing up quickly. The top 10 ranked Tar Heels snapped a 2-game losing streak with a 68-65 win. And in high school hoops, Dunbar is the state's #1 ranked team, but they'll have to fight like crazy just to make it out of the 43rd district. Last night, Lexington Catholic and Brandon Salzman, #2 in the district, against Scott Chalk and his top-seeded Bulldog, Zan Payne. Son of Kenny Payne scores. Knights up 22-20 after 3. Jordan Lewis, how about the strip? And a two-handed dunk. And then Lewis, who's at the point for everything the Dogs do, can't find anything he likes, so how about just pulling up and ripping it? Dunbar rallies in the fourth quarter and comes back for a 59-54 win in a great game. Tonight on the Big Blue Insider with Dick Gabriel, it's the Insiders Roundtable with Kyle Tucker of the Courier-Journal, John Clay from the Herald-Leader, and UK All-American Jack Givens. Man, that's a good table. It's all at 6 on 630 WLAP. Much more from the Cats after that win over the Dogs. It's coming up throughout the day. But for now, guys, that's a look at your sports on this Wednesday.
All right. It was a great game. Thank you, Buzz.
Yes, it was. And there's more to come in our next half hour of WKYT News at noon.
As more cases of the Zika virus pop up in the U.S., lawmakers are now demanding answers.
Coming up at 12:30, we will have a look at road conditions in Madison County after a few brief bursts of snowfall during the morning commute.
Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $157 million, and Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $87 million.